I have spent years testing different brushes, every sponge you can think of, and every tool you can think of. And honestly, most of them are actually quite unnecessary. You actually just need a handful of tools, brushes, and even one sponge that's going to work for you. So I want to go through everything that I would recommend in terms of your makeup tools. So these are the only makeup brushes and tools that you're going to need to be able to create the most polished look. If I didn't have any other tool in the world and this is all I could have, this is what I would have. And you're hearing that from a pro makeup artist. If you're new here, my name's Nina. I'm a celebrity makeup artist and a beauty educator. I've been doing this for over 20 years, way longer. I just can't remember how many years now, so I just say over 20 years. I've worked on every face shape you can imagine, every skin type you can imagine, every age, every skin color. And I am going to be sharing with you, after years of my experience, which makeup brushes and tools you need to be able to create a stunning makeup look every single time. You don't actually need as many brushes as you think. Now, if you do love simplified educational routines, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also the bell button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it actually does really help my channel out. Number one is a good foundation brush. Let's break it down. You don't need 6 different foundation brushes. Honestly, you probably see me using the same one every time, to be honest, because I don't like to use a different product every single time just because I'm trying to sell stuff to you. I genuinely do stick with the same stuff that I love. I will always try new stuff and tell you what my thoughts are, but generally, if you've been on this channel for a while, you will see that I use the same stuff in terms of my tools to do my blush, do my bronzer, do my foundation. So you know that I'm telling you the truth right now. I'm not just trying to make a sale here. So in terms of foundation brush, you just need one good one. A good foundation brush should do 3 things. Diffuse your base. It shouldn't drag your foundation around your face. Blend quickly, so you don't really need to put in that extra work with your arm. It should be doing all the work for you. And leave no brush marks. That's just a given, I feel like. No foundation brush should leave brush marks. When your brush ends up doing all the work for you, you instantly get that pro finish without you having to try so hard. And I honestly feel like when you're in your 40s, this matters even more because bristles on your brush can actually end up emphasizing dry texture and actually help the product to cling to dry areas more than actually do what you want it to do. So that's why it is so important that you get the right type of brush. Sometimes people forget, they just assume, is it the foundation that's really bad, when they actually don't think that it could be the tool at all, when it can be. And also, you don't want brushes like foundation brushes that where the hairs come out and they stick to your base. Like, that is the most annoying thing ever. If any brush does that, bin it. Because literally every time you apply foundation, you're going to be left with brush hairs all over your face and you end up ruining your base because you're touching your skin trying to get rid of the hair. A good brush glides. It never scratches your skin. Now, the brush that I will always recommend is my BK Beauty 106 brush. This is absolutely amazing. You see me use it in every single video. I will always buff the foundation into the brush and then buff it into the skin. This is an absolutely stunning brush for foundation application. Bristles never come out. And you also have a code. Use the code Nina10 on anything from BK Beauty. Next is a beauty blender. And I say beauty blender and not sponge because honestly, that's what you need. The actual beauty blender. I don't care how many dupes exist, which there are many out there, especially on Amazon, but a proper beauty blender is non-negotiable. And yes, I mean the actual beauty blender, like the actual branded beauty blender. There's no high quality equivalent to this. I don't care what anyone says. It is never going to be exactly the same as this. You'll get similar ones that look the same kind of size and shape, but then when you wet them, it becomes solid, or it doubles. It doesn't even double in size. It like triples even more than that. And it's so big. It's like, what do you want me to do with this? It's like just one big sponge. This is the tool that gives you real skin. Like, it gives you that real skin finish. Not flat, not cakey. It's not makeup-y skin. It's just actual real skin finish. It just helps to really buff the foundation into your skin. I personally love using the beauty blender for my concealer, and I use the brush that I mentioned for my foundation. So I would personally recommend using it for your concealer, but if you want to apply your foundation with it, it's still an absolutely amazing tool for that too. But I feel like using a beauty blender for your foundation takes a bit longer. So using it for your concealer is like absolutely amazing because you're just working on certain areas and it gives you the most stunning finish. Here's what I think it does best. Presses concealer or foundation into the skin, absorbs excess product, which is actually a good thing, right? Because I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, but sponges take up a lot of the product. Yes, it actually ensures that your base never looks cakey. So look at it in that way. It smooths texture instantly. It gives you a natural diffused finish, which actually looks hydrated because you've got a damp sponge. Always dampen it with, I would say, a setting spray like the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray. And honestly, if your makeup ever looks like it's too heavy or too matte or too powdery, using a sponge on top to just dab on top really helps to just get rid of that cakiness. I feel like dabbing a damp beauty blender onto your skin right at the end fixes any makeup problem. Next up is using a cream makeup blender brush. And I say that because you want a brush which you can use with cream products like cream blush and cream bronzer. You could opt for a couple of different ones here. So I'm going to mention 2 here, but you only need to really get one. Right? So, and what I mean by that, you can pick and choose out of these 2. I have both of them, but again, if you're trying to kind of almost compact your brushes and not have to get so many, then go with the one of them that I'm going to mention. So the first one I'm going to mention is a dual-ended brush, and this helps because you can use one side for cream blush and the other side for cream bronzer. And the one that I would recommend is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Brush, and the reason for that is because you can choose whichever one suits what you want to use it for. It's up to you. So for example, one is slightly more domed, the other one is slightly flatter, but it still has a nice curve to it. Now, I personally would use the slightly flatter side for the blush because I feel like you can really get it into the skin like a cream blush. And then the other side, which is a little bit more kind of oval, I would use for bronzer, for a cream bronzer, because you can really sculpt the face with that too. So this is an amazing brush if you want a brush all in one that covers cream bronzer and cream blush. Now, the other brush that I use all the time, and I use this just for blush, is my Hourglass 15 brush. I absolutely love this brush because it's like a stipple brush that gives you a really kind of like almost airbrush finish to your cream blush. Cream blushes and cream products are amazing on mature skin, so I would highly recommend one of these brushes. Ultimately, you need a brush that is soft and flexible, and the bristles are soft. So that, I think these 2 brushes like fit the bill because I feel like Hourglass do the most highest quality brushes ever. So good, well worth the money. Let me explain why brushes like this are so important for cream products. Cream blush actually blends in smoother with a brush than it does with a sponge, because I feel like with a sponge, with a lot of cream products, it becomes kind of like almost, you don't get an even bounce. Like for example, when you put it on the back of your hand, the blush, and then you dab the sponge into it, you're going to get more product in certain areas. I feel like with a brush, you've got more control over getting that airbrush finish. Why do these brushes work really well with cream bronzer? Because with a bronzer, you need precision on the face. So you need specific shape and size and softness to the brush that really does get that kind of, add that sculpt and allow you to be precise in your application on certain areas, like the top part of the ear, working your way in. With a sponge, it's always kind of harder to get that kind of like change in application as you're going through, because you can lighten your hand with a brush and you can use different parts of the brush. If you're going to go for the dual-ended brush, which I mentioned, which is really good, you're going to get less clutter. It's just one less brush that you need. Honestly, I feel like the secret to healthy looking skin is cream-based products like blush and bronzer, and having the right types of brushes to use with that is really important, because you're not going to get the best out of those cream products unless you use the right type of brush for those products. Next is an under eye powder brush. So important, guys. The under eye area is usually where people find that it will age you, you know, that area. The wrong brush and too much powder can do all the wrong things. Like, it can literally add 10 years to your face. So it's so important to like really kind of think about the product you're using, how much product you're using, and using the right tool that works well with those products. You need a small tapered powder brush that can basically place the powder around the eye area exactly where you need it, and also dust off the powder in a very light way where it doesn't scratch the skin. It's just skimming the skin and you're able to dust the powder off. So it needs to fit into the under eye area really well. This is really about targeted setting. This is not about just getting any old brush. You should not be using a big powder brush on your under eye area. You're not going to get a good finish. You're not focusing on that area properly. The under eye area is the most delicate than anywhere else on your body. So you really need to make sure that you address it properly. If you're sitting there talking about, I don't know why I still get creasing under that eye area, you could be using the wrong brush. It may be that all the products you're using are fine, the application is fine, but you're using the wrong brush. Because if you use a brush that is too big for that area and isn't actually made for that area, you are not getting the right finish, trust me. I have been doing this for so many years. Trust me when I say you need targeted products for your under eye area. The right brush is going to keep your powder controlled under that area. it sets your makeup without actually allowing your skin to look dry on the under eye area and helping it to not crease later. It's also a really good brush that you can use around areas like on the sides of your nose, you know? So it's the kind of brush that fits into those really tricky areas. And it also, if you're using the right brush, helps to smooth lines rather than emphasize them. The brush that I would recommend, and I always have recommended and I've used for so many years that I still have my very first brush that is completely kind of like faded now, and they've probably changed the design of the handle a little bit by now, is the Real Techniques setting brush. This brush is genius. It's so good. Let me show you my oldest one, my first ever one, and it's still going, it still works fine, it's just faded. Look at the color difference there. This one is like a pale pink. It wasn't that color, it was this color. And then this one is like newer. Look at that. What a difference, right? But I mean, they're still so good. These two brushes are amazing. So yeah, I would highly recommend this. Everything's linked in my description. Now, very quickly, I want you to subscribe to thebeautybreakfastclub.com. It's a place you're gonna love. It's all about beauty, mindset, style, health, life, everything in your 40s and below your 40s. You're gonna love it. And it is basically a newsletter that comes out every couple of days, and everything's written by me. I am very consistent with it, by the way. So you are not gonna find like, oh, she hasn't released anything for a week. Like I literally every 2 days you'll find one. So I will write everything myself, and it's lots of stuff like how-tos, like the best products. You'll actually find out about a lot of makeup releases there before you find out about it here. There's a free version which gives you access to some of the sites, so the odd newsletter here and there, or there's a paid version, and that only costs you the same as getting yourself one coffee a month, but you get so much more for it than just a coffee. What you get is access to the full site, so you unlock everything, so you get to read. You've got so much to catch up on, like 2 years worth. It's so much on there. And you also get to join the group chat. The group chat is buzzing. We've got over 6,000 people as part of our community now, and it is such a community. People are talking to each other, some people are even meeting each other, and in this group chat, I'm part of it. So if you ever want to ask questions to me directly, opt for the paid version because you can ask me those questions in that group. And also, by the way, everyone really helps each other with makeup dilemmas and, you know, new products that they're trying, and it's really fun chatting to all you guys and getting to know you. So yeah, I would hope to see you there. Let's talk about the next one, a large powder brush. Now, preferably dual-ended, and I'm gonna explain why. This is kind of like your finishing tool, the one that ties everything together. You want to look for a large, soft fluff brush that lightly sets the face, but also dusts powder off in case you're pressing it on with a powder puff. Then it has a smaller side on the other end. It's really easy to dust a thin veil of powder on top of your skin to set everything. It also allows you to dust it off, like I said, in case you've pressed powder in with a powder puff. It also is great if it's dual-ended, so that you can use with a bronzer, like a powder bronzer, to be able to sculpt your face. And I do feel that this type of brush gives you a really nice soft focus finish. The one that I would recommend that I've been using for years and I absolutely love is the Hourglass Veil brush. This is a game changer. The perfect brush on one side for dusting powder off the face, and then on the other side you've got the perfect brush for sculpting your face with a powder bronzer or contour. Now, next up is a powder puff. Now, there's a couple that I recommend. One is the Mercier powder puff. It's luxurious, it is big, you can manipulate it and turn it and fold it, all sorts of things, and it works really well at pressing the powder in. Not all powder puffs are the same, by the way. The other one that I would recommend is the Makeup by Mario Master Pro Puff. Absolutely amazing, great size, perfect kind of shape. He's really thought about this rather than just thinking about creating a triangle powder puff. He's actually made it like the perfect roundness, and that actually makes a difference. Very good quality. This is great for pressing in powder into the skin so that you can really get that flawless finish, and then you dust it off with your fluff brush. Okay, let's talk about eye brushes now. I'm gonna go through a few of these. These are the only ones that I would recommend for the eye that you need. Let's go through these. These are all from BK Beauty. I have created nearly every eye look you can think of with these. They work so well. And actually these work really well with cream or powder. And they're good quality, none of the hair bristles come out. And again, use my code Nina10 to be able to get your discount. First off, we've got the 201 brush, which is a really great fluff brush. This is great for kind of like just going into the crease or dusting over like a wash of color all over. And like I said, you can use this with cream as well. Then we have the T203 brush. This is a great brush which is a traditional eyeshadow brush. So it's flat, so you can really pack on product or shimmer. You can press it on with this. Very good product. Very good brush for that. Next up is the 207 brush. This is an amazing kind of almost slightly flattish pencil brush. So it's great for kind of like smudging your eyeliner if you have a pencil eyeliner that you want to smudge, or really getting that precise kind of like contour into the eye. Next, we have the 204 brush. This is absolutely amazing at creating a smudged eyeliner look. So if you want to really smudge into the lash line and get that smudged kind of tight line, you're going to get an amazing one with this. Next, this is the 208 brush. This is absolutely amazing for creating any kind of winged eyeliner look or very, very thin liner look. You can even tight line with this. An amazing brush. And lastly, we have the other tool that you need, which is your eyelash curler. And this is the Kevyn Aucoin lash curler, which is absolutely amazing. I've used a lot and it's the only one that I've come across that actually doesn't pinch your skin. It's like, you don't even accidentally pinch your skin. It's that good. And there are some that are available that can, you know, unless you're very careful, you can very easily end up pinching your skin. This is really good. So that's another one, because I feel like no mascara is going to be able to give you its full potential without curling your lashes first. So that's it. The only makeup tools that you need. A great foundation brush, a great beauty blender, or the only beauty blender, and all of the other tools I've mentioned are tools that I personally use and you will see me using again and again in different videos. And honestly, as a makeup artist, if I had to do my job with only these brushes, I would be able to create any look possible with it, with any of these brushes. Now, if you do want me to do any kind of other video, like maybe you've got some ideas, let me know in the comments. I'd love to kind of create that for you. Any questions, let me know. And really excited about the next video and hope you've enjoyed today, and I will see you on the next one.